Hey guys, Jason Cameron here. I am in my basement and I just got done bringing down all my Smartwall panels from DRIcore. I specifically want to talk to you about these panels, what they're all about, why I'm excited to use them. But the first thing I want to talk about is actually finishing your basement as it pertains to the exterior walls, all of your foundation walls. Now, I've remodeled hundreds of basements. And the old way that we used to do this was the standard way, which we would build a wall in front of it, which is your stick framing, your bottom plate, your top plate, your 2x4 spaced every 16 inches on center. And we would build that in front of the concrete block wall with a small gap in between. Then we'd run our utilities, then we would insulate, then we'd use a plastic vapor barrier, which was very important. Then we would drywall it, and we finish the drywall. It's pretty laborious. The other way to do it would be to just use some furring strips that you would attach to the concrete block. Then you would use some hard foam in between them to insulate, then a vapor barrier, and then your drywall. So that was typically the process of those two methods, and they took a lot of time to do, and it was inevitably always a problem because of the intrusion of water vapor. Because we're in a basement, and because you have concrete block walls and you have soil on the other side, you're inevitably going to get some water vapor that comes through, and what happens is that once that turns into water, it's going to find some place to go. And when you frame something, there's always air pockets, and there's always a place for that water to collect. So what you end up with sometimes is a mess on the other side of the drywall behind that vapor barrier. And it's a place for mold to grow. So that's always been an issue in basements. That's why I'm excited about the Smartwall system from DRIcore. This is a high-performance prefabricated wall panel specifically designed for this issue. That's why I'm excited about it. So let's talk a little bit about this. These panels are 23 inches wide, and you can get them in standard 8 or 10 foot lengths, whatever the height of your basement is. I have 9 foot ceilings, so I went with the 10 foot panels. Now what you get is 3.5 inches of expanded polystyrene foam, which is graphite infused. Now that sounds a little crazy, but what the graphite does when they infuse it into the polystyrene is it a radiant energy absorber. So it actually increases the R value. So it gives you an R16 right off the bat. Not to mention this is a really stiff material, so it gives rigidity to the board. Also, on your edges, you've got 1 inch thick OSB, which is tongue and groove. So one side has a groove, the other side has a tongue. So it's all interlocking. Then you have the wiring channels that you can see right here, and they run horizontal and vertically. So when you put your panels up, each one interlocks, you just pull your wire through. So it makes running your wire very easy in this. Then, last but not least, you've got your moisture-resistant drywall on top, which is pre-primed, which is awesome. And each one has a micro bevel on the edge. Now what that micro bevel does is when the two pieces come together, you just fill that with a compound. There's no taping whatsoever. That saves a ton of time. So everything you need is in this one panel. So all you need to do is a bottom plate and a top plate, and then you're interlocking these panels and you just go. It's so much faster than doing it the old way, and it's more energy efficient, and it just works so much better. So on the next video, I'm going to actually walk you through the installation of these smart panels.